Hello students. In the last lecture we had seen different chemical proofs of the structure. Now the next topic is optical isomerism in glucose. We know very well optical isomerism which we studied in halogen derivative chapter. So based upon that the optical isomerism in glucose we are going to see. This is our structure of the glucose. Okay, here it is the aldehyde group, then here it is CH2OH, that is the primary alcohol, and 1 2 3 4 more hydroxy groups are here, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so now see, as here it is the aldehyde group and total are the 6 carbons. So this is nothing but the hexane derivative. So the name of the glucose we are going to say aldohexose. Aldo, aldehyde group, hexa is for the 6 carbon, and ending with the glucose OSC, that is aldohexose. Okay. Now see, next thing, that is the chiral carbon atoms. Chiral, we studied this chiral also in halogen derivative. What is that? If there is a carbon and to this, if there are 4 different groups are attached like this, A, B, C, D, then this carbon is known as chiral carbon. Okay. So now see here, this is our first carbon which is the aldehyde group. So now the next carbon, here it is at this position there is a carbon. This is our structure where C is not written here, only the vertical and horizontal lines, and then we are writing HOH and other whatever the groups are there. So by considering this C, this is one group, this is another group, this is third group, and this total one is next group. Total one is next group. So this is nothing but, this is carbon, then A, B, C, D. All 4 are different, 1, 2, 3 and 4. A, B, C, the whole group is C, and then D. So this is our chiral carbon. Okay. Similarly here, then again with this C and again with this C. So total 1, 2, 3, 4 chiral carbon atoms. So 4 chiral carbon atoms are present here. You can consider, you can think about this, how we are going to differentiate. See here, if you are going to think this C, then this is 1, total 1 is A, then this one is B, then remaining all this is the C, and then this one is D. Okay, just like this you can go for 4 and 5 also, and then you can say all these 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are chiral carbons. Is that clear? Okay, so that is C with 4 different elements or groups attached to this is known as chiral carbon atom, and we are representing with star. We know this very well. Okay, now when this is the thing is there, when there is a chiral carbons, then we always know that they are having mirror image. They are having mirror image. So two distinct structures we can write, or two different configurations or distinct configurations are possible like this. See now here, this is carbon, that is this one, this carbon, then here it is A, then here it is D, and here it is C. The position of B is now like this. Here it is a mirror image. So these are two distinct configurations around this chiral carbon atom. So here it is written, two distinct configurations are possible for each of the 4 chiral carbon atoms. So everywhere it is possible. Everywhere it is possible means all these 4 carbons will show distinct configurations. Okay. So now we know the formula also to calculate the total number of stereo structures, that is stereo isomers, optical isomers, that is 2 raised to n. N is number of chiral carbon atoms. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are written here 2 raised to 4, and total structures are 16. Total structures are now 16. So 16 distinct configurations of this glucose is possible, including this structure which we studied everywhere. This is that the So this is from these 16 structures, this glucose is one of this. Okay, we can do all distinct different configurations, and we can say these are the total structures are 16. Total structures are 16. Okay, on the basis of this is elaborating chemical evidences and measurement of optical activity of various chemicals involved. Okay, and Emil Fischer, a German Nobel laureate, determined the configuration of the 4 chiral carbons, this is C2, C3, C4 and C5 in glucose. This is the Fischer, and that is why this formula is known as the Fischer formula. This is known as the Fischer formula, where this C we are not supposed to write, only we can write the at the end groups, at the end groups. So here it is at the end we mention CHO, we mention here CH2H. These are not carbons, so we have to write HOH, HOH, HOH or HOH like this. Okay, and as this is possible, that's why this is optically active. This is optically active means what? This compound can rotate the plane polarized light, PPL, plane polarized light. We studied this also in halogen derivative. If it rotates to the right hand side sorry, then it is dextrorotatory. If it rotates to the left hand side or left side, then it is levorotatory. This is the plane of polarized light. Rotate to right, dextrorotatory. Plane polarized right, rotate to left, levorotatory. Dextro and leo. Here it is in glucose, this optical rotation is positive, which is 52.7 degree, means it rotates in the angle 52.7 degree, and so we mention it here the positive. We have to write the positive sign, or we can write D glucose also. When it is LEO, we know we can write minus or L. Okay, this indicates, this D indicates relative configuration of stereoisomer, relative configuration of stereoisomer. Now next we are going to study what is D and what is L, and how to write these configurations, how to write this configuration. So here it is DL configuration system. For that we take example of glyceraldehyde. See, this is the carbon, to this carbon one aldehyde group one alcoholic group, one primary alcohol and then one H. This is glyceraldehyde. Okay, this has one chiral carbon, this one is the chiral carbon. Okay, this is the first carbon, this is second carbon and this is third carbon. Second carbon is the chiral carbon. Okay, and two enantiomers are going to form because the change in the configuration. Here it is the OH group, now here it is OH group. Change in the configuration, two enantiomers. Okay, and we know that these enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror images like this. They are non-superimposable. Then they are optically active. They are optically active, and we are representing by Fischer projection, as I explained before, just horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, so now here OH group is attached to this C2, is on the right. This is on the right to this carbon, right. Okay, when it is on the right, then this is denoted as dextro. This is denoted as dextro, this OH. When this OH group attached to C2 on left, this is the left side, left, this is left, this is right, this is left, this is right, left, right, left, right, then this is mentioned as LEO. This is mentioned as LEO, and positive sign also indicate this is dextro, negative sign also indicate this is LEO. So when OH group attached to C2 on right, then this is dextro. OH group attached to C2 on left, then this is LEO. Okay, so these are the non-superimposable mirror images, and so these are also called enantiomers of each other. These are enantiomers of each other. Okay. So here in our book 14.2 there is a more explanation about this. This is the 14.2. Okay. Now here example is different than the glyceride, that is therose and ribose. Okay. See now here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So what is D and L configuration? These are the two different examples are here given. See here 1, 2, 3. At the third position here it is the OH. Okay. C2 and C3 both are chirals. Both are chirals. Okay. Then in Fischer projection formula of thyros, OH groups at the lowest, this is again important. In glyceride, there is no lowest or something 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the middle one. But when there are more than 3 carbon atoms, then you have to think or you have to consider the lower carbon, mean in the order, the lower carbon. This is the upper side, this is the lower side. So in the order to the lower carbon you have to think about. So here it is, this at the lowest C3, this C3 chiral carbon, why this OH is on right side, this OH is on right side to this chiral carbon, and so this is D, this is D, that is dextrorotatory, dextrotherose, this lower or the lowest C3. Now in this example, which is the lowest one? Lowest one is the fourth carbon. Lowest one is the fourth carbon. This one is the fourth carbon. And now this hydroxy group is to the left side of this chiral carbon, left side. And that's why this is L. This is L. Please try to understand. Lowest, you have to consider lowest carbon in the structure. Lowest carbon in the structure. And then if it is to the right side of the chiral carbon, then this is dextrorotatory. And if this HO is left side to the chiral carbon, this carbon, then this is levorotatory. And that's why we have to represent L, and here we have to represent D. D therose, L ribose. Getting this point? Okay. So now see here. This is our glucose. This is our glucose. Which is the lowest one now here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the lowest one. This chiral, lowest one. Okay. And where is this OH? This OH is right to this chiral carbon. Right, left. Right, left to the with respect to this chiral carbon. And so as this OH group attached to C5, which is the lowest one, lowest carbon in the structure on right, and that's why we are saying this is D-glucose. This is dextroglucose. Okay, this is dextroglucose. And here in our study, D-glucose is only biologically active. Okay, so we are studying biomolecules, so we are considering only D-glucose. We are not supposed to consider L-glucose. We have to think about only D-glucose according to our syllabus. Okay, next. I explained before also the ring structure of the glucose, but now we are going to think about this structure in details. Okay, as I told you, this is a glucose. We are having a proof of these are the straight structure, but when we are going to dissolve in the water, that is the aqueous solution, then we get ring structure of glucose, aqueous solution. Okay, and few properties could not explain by the straight chain compound, could not explain by the straight chain compound, so we have to think about ring structure of the glucose. Okay, so to explain all the properties, ring structure theory was put forward. What is this ring structure of glucose? See here, ring structure of glucose is formed by reaction between the formyl, means aldehyde group, and the alkyl OH group at C5, this alcoholic group at C5, this is aldehyde group, this alcoholic group at C5, not 6th carbon, 5th carbon. Please remember this thing. Please focus on this point. This is the 5th carbon, not 6th carbon. Okay. So, this aldehyde group and this carbons OH, they are going to form a ring. They are going to form a ring. How to form a ring? If you are more interested, then send me the personal message. I will show you how the reaction is going to takes place here, and there is formation of ring structure. Okay. Now, this carbon is the first carbon, this carbon is the first carbon, and as we studied in chapter aldehyde and ketone, there is formation of hemiacetal. There is formation of hemiacetal, which is nothing but alkoxy alcohol. Alkoxy alcohol means aldehyde group reacting with alcoholic group, and there is formation of ring, and that in that ring there is O. There is O, means from this carbon, okay, there is this carbon is nothing but like this, CH double bond O, aldehyde group. Okay. And now here by connecting this carbon to this O is converted into OH. H remains as it is, and here it is, this is protonation takes place with this H, and here it is the connection in through this O. This is that O for this connection, this is that O for this connection. Okay. And there is formation of hemiacetal. So, CHO reacts with alcohol, CHO reacts with alcohol, and there is formation of hemiacetal, which is known as alkoxy alcohol. Alkoxy alcohol. This is we studied in chapter number 12, that is aldehyde and ketone, page number 269. You can revise this from our textbook. Okay. And see now here, what is here? Here it is the ring structure, here it is the ring structure. Both the structures are equilibrium with this straight glucose structure. Both are in equilibrium. Okay. Now, what is the difference in between these two? Are you recognize this? What is the difference? See, point out this carbon. This is our first carbon of the aldehyde group. Now it becomes chiral carbon. It becomes chiral carbon. This is one whole A, this is B, this remaining one is the C, and this one is the D. So, this carbon is now become chiral carbon. This aldehyde carbon now become chiral carbon. Okay. Now, focus on this chiral carbon. What is the difference? This OH is the right to this chiral. OH is right to this chiral, and that's why this is dextro. This is dextro, and this is also mentioned by alpha. This is also mentioned by alpha. While this is to the left, this OH is left to this chiral carbon. So, this is left here, and now this is also the dextro structure, but now the presentation is the different, configuration is the different, and we can say now this is beta. This is beta. Okay, this is beta. This is new chiral carbon formed over here, and this is beta. Now, what is alpha and beta? We are going to see in the next explanation. Okay. Now, what is this? These cyclic ring structures are hemiacetal. Okay, hemiacetal means alkoxy alcohols are known as hemiacetal structures, where CHO reacts with alcoholic OH. These two hemiacetal structures, which is given in our textbook as 6th one and the 7th one, differ only in the configuration at C1. Differ only in the configuration at C1. This is the C1. The additional chiral center resulting due to the ring closure, or this is the ring formation. Okay, ring closure or the ring formation. So, now based upon these new terms introduced in our textbook. Based upon these new terms introduced in our textbook, first we will see that, and then we will see what is alpha and what is beta. Okay, what is alpha and what is beta. The new term introduced is that anomers. This is nothing but type of isomers arises in cyclic glucose. An anomer is a stereoisomer that differs in configuration at any single stereogenic center, only single carbon. Okay, and that atom which is stereogenic center is known as anomeric carbon, which is known as anomeric carbon. Okay, which is known as anomeric carbon. This is our anomeric carbon. This is our anomeric carbon. But now to write down this ring structure and what is alpha and what is beta anomer of glucose, this C1 is called anomeric carbon. Anomeric carbon. And to write in a very right form, here it is, new structure is introduced. Okay, and that structure is known as Haworth formula. What is that? Here it is, by taking pyran as a heterocyclic compound, we are getting here 6 member ring. 6 member, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This CH2 is OH is separate. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, this way, like this. So this is oxygen, here it is. Okay, next to that there it is the carbon, then the next carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and 6 CH2OH group is here. So see here, I can show you how to write this. This is our oxygen here. Okay, then here it is the first carbon, then here it is the second carbon, then here it is the third carbon, then fourth, then fifth. Okay, ring is complete, and here it is CH2OH. Okay, then how to show this? Here it is H. Then the remaining bonds we can show it like this. And now when we are writing this, okay, here it is CH2H, then here it is OH, H, then this is HOH, then this is HOH, and now in one structure OH is here next to this CH2OH, to the opposite side OH is here, and here it is OH to the side of the CH2OH. These are two type of structures which has represented Haworth formula. What is this Haworth formula? Based upon this pyran, the structure of pyran means in a 6 member ring there is oxygen like this, okay. Then here it is, I will show or I will explain you based upon the plane. If this is the one plane of the 6 member rings, one plane, this is the 6 member rings, one plane, suppose, okay, and this is perpendicular to the plane of the paper, then if OH is above the plane, suppose this is OH and it is above the plane, this is one plane and this OH is above the plane like this, then this structure is known as beta. And if this OH is below the plane of this pyran like structure, below the plane, okay, like this, this is the plane perpendicular the plane of the paper, okay, and this is the below the plane, this is 6, this plane is nothing but 6 member cycle with oxygen, this my hand like this, and if it is below, the OH is below the plane, then this is alpha anomer, and it is above the plane, like this, above the plane like this, then this is beta anomer. These two structures